I want to change the subject towards photography and videography. And I wanted you to tell me and our viewers, specifically to our viewers who are starting in photography and videography, what they need to, what do they need to get started in the field of photography and videography?
Sure. I can honestly tell you that I would say 99.9% of people in the United States have a cell phone, and that's all you need is a cell phone. Now, some cell phones are going to have better cameras and better video capability than others, but I would start there. Start with what you have. I think it was Les Brown that was famous for saying that. Start where you are with what you have.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you start with your cell phone camera, and start with recording video that way, you can even put video up into YouTube submitted through your cell phone. Keep in mind that the cell phones that we have today are more powerful than the computers that NASA had when they sent the first men to the moon. And that computer was housed in a whole office building. So you have the power, a more powerful computer in the palm of your hand than NASA had when they launched men to the moon. So if you take that piece of technology that you probably spent anywhere
That
from
was a
500.
very powerful example, David. I just don't want to interrupt your thought. We'll get back.
No, you're fine.
That was a very powerful example that put things in perspective, especially for me.
Yeah, and I mean, you spend anywhere from $500-$600 all the way up to $1,000. If you're lucky, you get a special where a device is actually free. I mean, that $1,000 piece of equipment can do wonders for you to get started. And I would start with that, and then I would grow from there. So I would learn.
Tell me from there, what would be the next step? Let's assume a person that has the camera, they have let's say they have not the latest iPhone, but an iPhone that records at a good quality. What would be the step afterwards?
So from there, what I would do is if you're using, no matter what camera you're using, I would learn the rules of composition and lighting. That's where I would start, composition and lighting. And then once you're comfortable with that, then I would start looking at, especially for videography, transition techniques. So that's where I would start, those composition and lighting, because I can tell you from my own personal experience that lighting for me is always the struggle because it never is quite right. And I'm moving
How's
my lights
lighting,
around.
David? I feel like it's
sorry?
too orange.
I'm too orange?
No, my light. I feel like my light is too orange. What do you think?
No, I think mine's too blue.
No, yours is perfect on my.
But
I'm using the sun. I'm using the window.
There you
I don't
go.
have
No,
anything else going.
I think that your skin tone is a little orange, but it doesn't look bad at all. But you can see how small tweaks, the camera you use, the lighting in the room, it's a lot to learn. So I would learn composition, lighting techniques, and I would learn the photo editing software and a video editing software. And I know I'm throwing a lot out to get started, but that's what you're going to need to drive a photo or video business in today's world.